What is up, Siege fans? Welcome to Operation Neon Dawn, our final season of Year 5 of Rainbow Six Siege. I'm your host, Seltzer, and today we've got a lot to cover. We've got a brand new operator, we've got a new map update, and we've got new gameplay updates coming very soon. But before we get a deeper look at the new season with our development team, we've got Chris Waters from Ubisoft News here with the breakdown.
Operation Neon Dawn is lighting up Rainbow Six Siege in a whole new way, as a defender named Aruni is setting up laser gates. Angry laser gates. Look, I know they seem cool and kinda synth-wavy, but attackers, please don't touch them. I promise you it's for your own good. These gates have it out for drones, utility projectiles, and anyone on the attacking team, making Aruni a powerful architect of defense. Neon Dawn is also bringing a skyscraper map rework, as well as some key gameplay updates, including a nice little upgrade to Hibana's X-Kairos launcher. As the final season of Year 5 of Siege, Neon Dawn is definitely going to punch above its weight. Aruni is a medium-speed, medium-armor defender from Thailand who can slow down, stymie, and seriously singe attackers with her Surya gates. She can drape them over a soft or reinforced wall, set them up on windows, or use them to protect hatches, and they will completely cover the area. When she deploys them over doors, however, they leave a gap at the bottom for drones or nicely aimed projectiles. Attackers will need to take advantage of that gap because the laser grid of a Surya gate will destroy any drone or utility projectile that hits it. And if an attacker touches it, it'll take a substantial bite out of their health. See, when a Surya gate destroys something or zaps someone, it deactivates temporarily to recharge. So, once an attacker uses some utility like a grenade or a gadget, or burns some of their health to take down a Surya gate, that doorway is just a doorway again. Keep in mind that there is a short delay from zapping something to deactivation. This short delay is all Aruni needs to get her speedy P-10 Roni submachine gun or her big, bad MK-14 EBR marksman rifle trained on the door in question. The first DMR to be wielded by a defender is not to be taken lightly, and Aruni always has her PRB-92 sidearm standing by for close encounters. Influencing where encounters happen is one of Aruni's biggest strengths, as her Surya gates help the defending team reconfigure the map to their advantage. You see, while attackers get hung up dealing with laser problems, defenders can waltz right through. The Surya gate turns off when a defender is close, making them perfect for protecting your rotation holes. Just be careful not to set up an ambush too close to one while an attacker is nearby, or you may give your position away by turning off the gate. Even if the attackers do shut down a gate, Surya gate generators are indestructible, but while the gate will recharge, it won't reactivate automatically. Defenders will have to wait until the sparking effect stops and the generator flips open again. Then they'll have to shoot it to get the grid back online.
Surya gate active!
And if Aruni ever decides to shift her defensive focus, the generators can be picked up and repositioned at will. The power of the Surya gates to disrupt attackers' plans and movements, plus the added barbed wire or proximity alarms in her secondary gadget slot, make Aruni a formidable asset to any defending team. Oh, and one more thing. You've seen that Aruni's prosthetics give her melee attack a little extra flair, but on the test server, she'll have some extra destructive power as well. PC players can download the test server for free and take Aruni's wall-bustin' left hook for a spin. Just be sure to send the dev team some feedback and let them know what you think.
Reloading ammo.
Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
The new map rework coming to Operation Neon Dawn is Skyscraper. Now, this one took a little extra time to get right, but we're really pleased with how it turned out. For more information on the new Skyscraper, here's level designer Nicolas Jolicoeur.
Well, one of the first things we did was to have a little less windows in certain areas so that the crossfires are not as deadly as they used to be, which really helps. Also, there are certain balconies that we removed so that attackers are less likely to stay outside and just stay at the windows. The whole exterior wall of karaoke, that was where there used to be a balcony. That whole balcony's side, we removed that. So the only way to be on that wall to come into one of the windows is through rappelling. The whole restaurant area, what is interesting is that we've cut the restaurant part in half. So you got the bars. So now we have, would say, like the cocktail bars, and now we're gonna have a sushi bar. And then you're gonna have a double door that will send you into the restaurant area where you have the bathroom. So that really makes it so that you're less in the feeling that you have angles all over the place, as much for attackers or defenders. When you would be in a restaurant, you felt like everyone could see you from anywhere. We've added a whole new connection. I find that that's the most exciting part of all of our changes. On the second floor, if you remember, Dragon used to be exterior. Well, now it's interior. And we've added a new small section outside of it named Shrine. And now, thanks to that, we now have a connection where you could go from the VIP clearance, go through Dragon, and get all the way to Tea Room. So with this new connection going on, there are so much more possibilities for as attackers and defenders to create new strategies. And it makes it much more exciting. So we still have those very nice rooftops on either side, which you still don't have access to. But in the middle, right over Dragon and Terrace, now you could rappel on top of that roof to help you be able to get to the other side of the map much quicker. If you remember correctly, bedroom and bathroom used to be a little claustrophobic. Now, which is fun with the new layout that we got, it's still sort of similar to what we have, but it breathes so much more. And you have new ways of attacking it now. So you've got an entrance from delivery room that now has a destructible wall with it. There was something that no one enjoyed. If you remember correctly, there was the back stairs where all you had to do was stay down on the stairs and you could see underneath the barricades of the door and you could shoot anyone that was coming through there. Well, now that's changed and there's no more of that going on. It was like, it's a slight change, but it really makes a huge difference.
Thank you, Nick. Next up, we have game designer Emilian Lomé and our writer Gary Astleford to tell us more about our newest defender, Aruni.
Core aspect that we want for Aruni is to be an architect of defense. It is a role that emerged in Siege very early. Mira, Castle, and also Smoke was also dedicated to that due to the combination of SMG and shotgun. And that specific role is something we really like in defense, and we wanted to make a new one that would join this club of operators that we call architects. Going with this laser gate, with this proximity detection, means that if a defender gets close, the laser can turn off. So it is not a symmetrical relationship like with Castle. If I block a doorway of Castle, I block it for everyone. With Aruni, I can block a rotation, use it as much as I want, and the attacker is going to have to face the challenge, not me. It's a layer thing. You have the wall, you have the reinforcement, and then you have the laser grid. So you can have all three of them at the same time. You can bridge the wall, and then behind the attacker is like, oh, well, now there is an Aruni gate that is also preventing me from moving forward. It's an extra step for me to deal with. Same thing for hatches. You can have the hatch reinforced and the laser underneath it. The choice is going to be important. Going for a wall will oftentimes mean using more of them. If you're in consulate garage, you can do that, but that's all of your gate for just the wall, instead of protecting kitchen or server with it. We want you to make choices. We want you to be able to protect walls better, but doing this brings a diminishing return. The interaction of the laser is a critical component, so we wanted everyone to be able to deal with lasers. We want to always have an option, or almost always. The level of safety provided by Aruni is not the same as Castle. Those two, we wanted those two to be very different, but this thing does not block bullets, does not block vision, and technically doesn't block people either. But it's, again, a deterrent. You need to play on the mind of the attacker to win this, not just on, okay, this is blocked. The point is, we don't really want this, okay, I'm tossing my utility there, it's done, I'm doing something else. No, it's like, okay, team, we're going to go through that door and secure the floor together, and once that's done, we can move forward. So we want Aruni to create those moments again and again during a round, It's something that creates moments, 30-second window for the attacker to execute, the same way they would on an objective room. Finka is a great way to just push through the gate, take the damage and soak it with the extra health, and at the same time, surprise the defender because you did something they'd probably never expect. Aruni is both an easy gadget to get rid of and also a big challenge to actually maintain this state of it's no longer there. Considering the character we made, we allowed her to have like a stronger punch, and when she does another wall, she creates openings. Not big, like shotgun shell size, but you can absolutely make your own rotation with Aruni. So as an architect, without that option, it was either the secondary shotgun, which we already kind of have in a few operators, or primary shotguns. And if you want this architect role, primary shotgun would be mandatory, and it would be a bit disappointing for us to not explore other things. Right now we can. So we went with two options, one that is more of a classic Defender way to do things, the P10 Aruni. But we also are trying something new here, and we're bringing a DMR in defense. She has access to the MK14, and I'm really curious to see how that goes.
I'm reloading!
When Aruni was a child, she grew up on the Thailand-Cambodia border. And her little sister was playing and detonated a mine that had been unexploded. And it took her sister's life. And that was a pivotal moment in her life because it allows her to focus more on charities and making sure that doesn't happen to somebody else. Aruni is sort of like Nighthaven's conscience, you know? She lives a very austere lifestyle. She doesn't spend a lot of money on herself. So she finds places to spend that money where it will do the most good. The other reason she joined Nighthaven is because Nighthaven has access to a lot of cutting-edge technology. And as somebody who uses prosthetic limbs in her day-to-day, she's really interested in making sure she has cutting-edge technology when it comes to prosthetics. Aruni and Thermite were working on a joint operation in Thailand, tracking down a weapons ring. And during the course of that investigation, there was an accident, and they were both seriously injured. Aruni more so than Thermite. I can't talk too much about the details of the accident, but I can assure you they will be revealed in the future. We are looking to have a lot of inclusivity and diversity in all the operators that we've got coming. And so in those cases, we are doing our research and we are talking with consultants to make sure we're sensitive to these issues and we present them in a good light and that these characters are relatable.
Thanks, guys. Emilian will also be posting in the upcoming designer's notes about our plans to address the 20-second meta. You can find those notes on Rainbow Six social channels and our website shortly after the stream. Now, last season, we introduced our accessibility tab, and with it, the ability to change site colors and opacity. This season, we're very excited to expand our accessibility features with new communication options, including voice-to-text and text-to-voice. There are also a bunch of gameplay updates coming with Operation Neon Dawn. Here to discuss further are David Perpignan and Aurélie Debont.
Spawn picking and runouts are very frustrating for most players and especially newcomers and intermediary players, but because they don't have the knowledge of the map and also not enough coordination. Defenders going outside is not a problem for us, but it should be more risky. So it's for this reason we reduce the outside timer detection, so we reduce to 1 second. But I think this shorter timer will help the attacker player to manage better their attack and also reduce the negative impact to be killed by a runout very early in the round. So defenders have to commit to their runouts and attacker could react much quicker. So I think this change should be fairer for all players.
Currently, Jaeger has a pretty dominant position on the catcher utility meta. That is a meta that has been very present on Rainbow Six for some time now, so we're taking some actions in this matter. If we are able to modify Jaeger's behavior, we may be able to modify a bit the distribution on projectiles and utility. The new ADS won't be able to catch 2 rounds consecutively. After destroying a projectile, the ADS will remain disabled for 10 seconds, so this is a big change. When the disabled time ends, the ADS will come back to the active status and will be able to catch projectiles again. The counterpart of this change is that the ADS will have infinite charges, so you have a cooldown after catching something, but you cannot catch one after another. Jaeger is causing now a lot of pressure into the economy of projectiles for attackers, so we're expecting a bit of a change here. Right now you shouldn't need as many projectiles as before to deal with him, so we expect to see a bit more of variety on the attacker sides in terms of projectiles and secondary gadgets. Jaeger is not the only change we are going to do for the 22nd meta. During this season, you may expect more changes from the balancing cell regarding this matter. With the recent release of Ace and the Hard Breacher, we wanted to take a look at the whole ecosystem for breachers in the game, and we decided to make some changes in Ivana. So we are tweaking a bit the resource management on her to give her more functionalities. Now Ivana will be able to choose how many pellets she wants to shoot with the X-Kairos launcher. We'll let the player choose between 3 options. They can choose between 6 pellets, 4 pellets, or 2 pellets. Now Ivana is going to be able to be more flexible and have better choices during the match. The fact that the resources are more distributed will allow her to react specifically to its circumstance. For example, if you are facing a castle, you can choose to shoot only 2 pellets and you're going to save a lot of X-Kairos into your pocket. And if you found a hatch that it's just reinforced, you choose to shoot 4 of the pellets and you'll break it. Ivana has been known for a long time as the queen of the hatches, and we're trying to reinforce that role right now. Right now, Echo is a super strong operator that ends in the status of ban or pick. It's hard not to see him on a match of Pro League if it's not banned, and we think we need to take extra steps to fix this. The current yokai drones for Echo are a drone that you can throw and attach to the ceiling, and they become invisible once they are not operated, which means that it's pretty hard to spot. The new yokai drones won't be using the invisibility system, so when they are deployed and they are attached into the ceiling, they can still be spotted by other operators and destroyed. Let's say it's a bit easier to find them. Echo could still play as it plays right now, but he will need to be a bit more careful with the drones. A bit of map knowledge is going to be a bonus for Echo's players, because you need to hide those drones from the attackers, and that's important. He will need to invest more time on the observation tools, and for compensating that a bit, we are bringing back the shield to his loadout.
Aruni and the rest of Operation Neon Dawn will be live on the test server tomorrow, November 9th. So please play, have fun, and send us your feedback. We'll also be sharing more news shortly about Siege on next-gen consoles, so make sure you keep your eyes on all the usual Siege channels. Thanks so much for watching, and now back to the EU Major.